Everybody. Welcome to our weekly Shadow and Light forecast. Annette should be joining us in a second. As usual, we've had a little bit of difficulty for us to do a joint live. Oh, hi Annette. Okay. Can you send the request to join? I feel like it's the best way. Okay. I know I accepted your request, but it doesn't seem to be working yet. Is anything happening on your end, or did you receive the request I sent? It says you cannot join. I don't know. I don't know why. I just got a notification saying that you couldn't join. Okay. I'm gonna close the live and put it back on again. Might take a few seconds, and we can try one last time. And if it doesn't work, okay, I'll stay on. Okay, we're so sorry. Okay. I accept your invitation, your request. I think it's working. I can hear
Yes.
you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but I cannot see you, as usual.
All right. Well, third time is the charm, I suppose. I am here, and I can hear and see you. Can you see me?
I cannot see you, but I can hear you perfectly. And I'm very, very glad that we managed to go on live together anyway.
All
So
right.
sorry,
Well,
guys, for this intro. So sorry. I
yes.
don't know why it always happens. I don't know. There's probably a message behind that. I don't know what it is, but anyway, so glad to be here with you tonight. Well,
Yes,
me
yes. I'm
tonight.
glad we could pull this off here. At least, you know, we'll we'll see how it works, because usually this has happened in the past couple of times, and then it gets posted and you can see the video. So it's bizarre.
Yes, that's okay.
I don't know. I think it's
Oh,
called perseverance
of course.
and tenacity.
Yes. It's resilience,
Exactly.
obviously. We're
So,
fighting the system.
yeah. So it's so good to see you. And hi, everyone. Um, I just want to introduce myself, and I know Marina would love to do the same thing. So do you want to go for it first, Marina?
Sure. Okay, so for those of you who've watched the lives before, um, things have changed for me, and the name has changed, and the way I talk about my work has changed too. So the new direction that I'm taking with my business right now is to help you embrace the divine feminine energy, like the cleaner version of it, not the one that has been spread off all over social media and in the personal development world, and that has been reduced to, I don't know, a fraction of what it actually is. What I do now is help you reconnect with the goddess in you, whether you're a man or a woman or a non-binary person. I help you reconnect and heal your relationship with the divine feminine and embrace all of these parts of you that are ready to receive, but that are blocked by our society and this patriarchal world that we live in. So this is basically what I do. I use the objects and jewelry I create to do that, but also I do coaching sessions, I do readings, and also healing and massages and things like that. So anyway, that's for me. What about you, Annette?
Fabulous. I love it. Can you say the name of your business?
Yes. It used to be called La Sorcière s'amuse, which
Uh-huh.
in French means the witch who is having fun.
Mm-hmm.
And it is now called La Déesse s'amuse, which means the goddess who is having fun.
I love it. It's fabulous. Fabulous. And you just radiate joy. So I'm so excited for you. It's awesome.
Very excited.
Yeah, so my name is Annette Spicala, and I am a radical liberation mentor. I'm not excited about the word coach, but I think it's more about guiding you to wherever you need to be if you need to embrace that radical freedom. So I do that. I also am a reader and an intuitive. And I am working on this soft launch of a new product line. And it's all about clearing your energy and your space before you do your work, whatever that is for you. So these are energy sprays that are activated with the moon, whatever the phase is for the appropriate spray, and then infused with Reiki energy. And of course, it has all the goodies in it, moon water, gems, flower essences, essential oils. I mean, all the things.
Wonderful.
And they're powerful. So for me, this really came out of an experience that I had with some dark energy that I learned how to navigate. And so it's been a wonderful, creative, beautiful experience. So anyway, they are available. The link is in my bio, and I'll be going more into protection and energy, shadow work kind of stuff for people. Because you're right. We need to talk more about just the broad brush strokes of what energy work is. And it can be happy and fun and beautiful, but there can also be some challenges that we need to learn how to navigate. So that is the message behind my sprays, I guess. So anyway, so let's so as you may or may not know, Marina and I do these readings, and we don't talk about anything prior, and we just kind of go for it and want to share the shadow and light messages that we are getting for you to help you in any way that we can. So that is what we do. So would you like to go first, or do you want me to go first?
If you feel like going first, I can't wait to hear what you have to tell us today.
All right. So I am using the tarot today. I usually use the tarot. However, I will use oracle cards to confirm some of the things that I get from the tarot, etc. Anyway, so the deck that I am using is called the Muse Tarot. And it looks like this. I know, Marina, you can't see it, but I'll put it up anyway.
I'll watch
and
the replay.
It's a beautiful deck centered around the idea of the muse. And so the suits have been reimagined a little bit to support that. And it's beautiful. It is created by a woman who is a multifaceted artist and poet and things like that. So that is what I'm using. And the first card that I pulled today, I'm going to hold it up. It's called the Muse of Materials. And in this deck, the Muse is likened to the King in standard tarot decks. So the Muse of Materials is really all about abundance, earth energy. It is likened to, the material suit is likened to the Pentacles suit. So it's about like self-worth, foundational creation, you know, a strong foundation. Also, like I said, the abundance, wealth, prosperity, you know, that kind of stuff as well. And so the key words for this beautiful card, it has a lot of roses, and it's just stunning. And it's about this earth energy, material success, that you're on this amazing journey of creating prosperity and being able to provide for those that you love and yourself. I mean, that's a very foundational, you know, piece of this. Career, that kind of stuff. The joy of life well lived. It's about grounding into the earth and this gratitude and comfort, and really wealth, this health and happiness. And this particular deck, you can choose to read it in the traditional way, which is either upright or reversed. But this one came up as upright. So that is a beautiful, amazing card to start All Souls Day in for many, many people, November 1st. So that's a wonderful, wonderful sign. And I think the invitation here is to really work on your garden of wealth, health, self-worth, and that things are starting to sprout and grow. And just continue to tend that and be a leader in creating that for you and your family or those you love. So that's a beautiful card. And then the other side to that, I wouldn't say darkness necessarily or shadow. What I would say is that this is kind of the other side to creating this wealth that's happening for you. And this one is called the Two of Materials, which is likened to the Two of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite deck. And in this case, this beautiful card, she's balancing two big roses, okay? And really what this talks about is juggling. You're juggling a lot of different things, you know, and it's important to find this balance. You're asked to really center and really, really ground into making choices about what is best for you. Because we all know what happens when we try to juggle a million things. Some are bound to fall. So it's taking a pause and looking at what is the most important. What are the most important things for you? And if you can let some of these things go, you can continue to watch that beautiful garden grow in the first card that I pulled, which is, again, likened to the King of Pentacles. And then, just as a little confirmation, I pulled one more card, and this is the Page of Emotions. Now, again, this tarot deck is designed around like this artist's vision, and she renamed the Cups suit Emotions. And the emotion suit is definitely about emotions, right? I mean, it's about these feelings, these deep thoughts, these deep feelings that are kind of really rooted way down inside of us. And what this talks about, I mean, this is another beautiful card. And again, it's really confirming a lot of the prior two cards. And it talks about serendipity It talks about joy, excuse me, and synchronicities and creativity and playfulness, right? This idea of joy and playfulness and finding new possibilities. And so the idea here that I'm getting is that when you start to put down some of the millions of tasks that you have to do, you will find more room to express that creativity and joy and find unexpected magic in your life. So it's really about this refresh and rejoice and kind of going into this inner depth inside of you about finding that youthful and imaginative kind of energy that you have. So I think they absolutely work wonderfully together, all three. And it is just a beautiful message for the beginning of November. So I am so excited about this. And I actually can't wait to go and play. So I hope that resonates with you guys. And Marina, I would love to hear what you have.
Thank you. That was a very beautiful message. And I'm sure you'll see that, of course, as usual, there are links between our two card pools. And I feel like we've passed the biggest wave for eclipse season, and that now that Samhain is behind us, we can finally go into something more like softer, something in a more in a gentler energy, maybe. I'm sorry. I don't know how to describe it, but what came out for me today um is a combination of different energies that are absolutely perfect for this season. What I invite you to do first, because these three cards can work perfectly together, but I think that there's a message for each and every one of you. And if you connect with your inner wisdom, you'll know which card is meant for you. So I invite you to close your eyes and take the deepest, biggest breath that you've taken all day. Just breathe in, fill your rib cage with air and energy. Let the energy circulate inside of your body. And release as gently as you can. And just let your shoulders relax. And ask yourself, which card is meant for me today? Is it card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3? And as soon as you know, you can open your eyes. For the card number 1, the message that we have is one that I particularly like because it is the otter and the cattail. And the otter is associated with the idea of peacefulness, but also with joy, and it's a very playful energy. And what it tells you is that you're allowed to relax and let yourself go and be at peace with yourself and what surrounds you. And because we're getting into, like this sweater weather, like cozy season and everything, I think it's a very good message to hear today. You may have felt like these past few weeks have been hard because of all of this energy going around, because of the eclipse, because of Samhain coming in. And now you can actually start to relax and prepare your home for this season where you're invited to look within. During the winter, you're invited to look within and nurture the seeds inside of you so they can grow and start to sprout and blossom in the spring. So you can do that in many different ways, but one of them is to actually embrace peacefulness and joy and be just kind to yourself. This is the first message that we have for today. The second message is the one of the owl and the hawk. So as you probably know, the owl is associated with Athena and the idea of wisdom. And the fact that this card came up upright in its usual position means that you've reached a point where you can look back on what happened in the past few months, past few weeks, and in hindsight, you can understand what happened. You can look at your journey and soak into this wisdom that you've acquired thanks to your experiences. So just ask yourself, where am I not completely fulfilled and content with what happened to me? These will be indicators of shadows that are still needing tending. But you can also look at your journey and be proud of yourself and realize that everything that you've done has taught you something that makes you wiser than you were a few months back. And the last message is the squirrel and the chestnut. So obviously this one almost doesn't need an explanation, because it is all about preparation, being sure that you have enough sustenance for the winter. You can start storing away all of these chestnuts for the winter. You can start to prepare for the months ahead, because as we know, winter can be hard on some of us. It can be hard emotionally, psychologically. It's a season when you can be kind of forced to be in contact with relatives. For some people, family can be a source of comfort. For some of us, it can be a very triggering time. It can be a time where it's not easy to be at peace with ourselves. So you can look at this card in a very practical way and think about getting ready for the winter in terms of material things. But you can also look at it as a way to prepare yourself for the holiday season. How can you prepare yourself emotionally, psychologically, to be in contact with people that you may have not seen a lot for the past year, that you may not want to see, and maybe prepare yourself for what may come? You can also prepare yourself to set boundaries, very strong boundaries, and it could also mean for this season ahead, not going to events you don't want to go to. Do not force yourself. So the last card, the squirrel card, is very interesting in different ways. You are, with this card, you are currently reaping the fruits of your labor. You're harvesting everything you've sowed over these past few months. But you can also prepare yourself for the darkest moments of this season. And you can also take comfort in the fact that the different energies that came up with the two other cards are also meant for you. You can look at yourself with kindness, be at peace with yourself, and you can also rely on your inner wisdom to be ready for this winter season. So I hope this makes sense for you. I hope that you can find little nuggets of wisdom in this, and comfort too. And feel free to share in the comments if you want what card resonated with you the most. And that's all for me for today.
That's awesome. It definitely, I was thinking when you were talking about the holiday, the holidays coming up, and how it can be a source of stress and angst for a lot of people. The idea, the connection for me kind of came up with this page of emotions, because that is also a really deep card about creating those boundaries and finding that deep place within you that knows that you can have joy no matter what, right? That can be a choice.
Yeah.
And I think setting boundaries in this holiday season is a big part of that for so many of us. And so the idea of calling that in now, and having that beautiful magic present for you now, so that you can practice it before the holidays arrive, would be a wonderful thing to do. Create space
Yes.
for that and practice it for your own joy, so that you can access that deep joy.
Yes.
I just, again, this happens every time with us, Marina.
Every time.
It definitely, even though it takes us it's a little bit of a struggle sometimes to connect at the beginning. Maybe, the messengers just have to swim across the Atlantic a little bit, dip into the well of the ocean here, so we can have these things connected, which we do every time. So I think it's fabulous.
I
Fabulous.
love it.
I love it.
And it's a good thing that you talked about your sprays earlier, because this is a very practical thing that you can use to set boundaries. Setting boundaries can be with your words, but it can be also a very energetic thing to do. And you can set an energetic field around yourself in many different ways. And using RX spray is a very good tool to use. It's very efficient. It works really, really well. So I invite you to see what resonates with you. What is the best way for you to set these boundaries? But one of them could be to physically create a boundary around yourself, so that you can be mindful of your energy and your emotions and what is important to you during this season.
Thank you. Yeah, I totally agree. And that's where these kind of were birthed for me, because I did have some experiences with different kinds of energy. And, it's a practical tool to really help you create and cleanse that energy that you need to do this kind of work, to set your boundaries. And, for me, this was about activating them in like a several day ritual. It was not, and with the appropriate phase of the moon and, all the things. So yeah, it's powerful, and it's a wonderful way to take care of cleansing and protecting yourself, which we all need to do. We all need to do, no matter what kind of holiday we're facing, no matter what day we're facing. I mean, just to go to sleep, sometimes we need to use it, and it definitely helps with that. So yeah, check it out. The link is in my bio, and there will be different kinds of sprays coming too, which I'm also very excited about. So yay. Anyway, so Marina, when can we see your things that you're creating?
Well, for those of you who are in France and are brave enough to watch these lives in English, I'm so grateful for the French people who take the time to watch these lives. I will be moving in 2 weeks. I will be moving in Auvergne, and there are two markets in two different weekends on the 19th and the 26th. So if you want to meet me in person, I will be there.
Awesome.
With all of my creations. Can be from jewelry to candles to RX sprays to many, many different things, spell jars and things like that. If you want to see me in person, we can meet over there. And if you are on the other side of the Atlantic and you still want to work together, I offer readings and also one-on-one sessions. And for this, I invite you to message me directly, because the website is under construction, because I've just changed my name. So there are a few things I need to change for the digital part, but I'm still available. If you DM me, I will always take the time to answer back. So
Fabulous.
this is the way you can work with
Awesome.
me. What about you?
Awesome. What was that?
What about you? Do you have any offers that you want to talk about
I
today?
do. I have what I call a catapult session that I relaunched because I wanted to offer it at a new promotional price. And I think that right now I've just been called to help women learn how to catapult their own success and you know, the idea of doing that internally, because I think, you know, if we're not successful or peaceful or connected inside first, it becomes very difficult to do that on the outside. And so it's a session that involves a reading, an intuitive reading. It involves Reiki energy healing to kind of break up and release some blockage, whatever that may be for you, in your chakra system. And then it involves some coaching and some aligned action steps that you can take to really just launch yourself in a new direction, one that you are excited about, kind of getting out of the stagnation and blocked energy that you find yourself. So that is also, it's a link in my bio as well. So yeah, would love to help you if you need that. And I'm not afraid to do shadow work. So I'm very actually excited to have that be a part of my practice as well. And we've got all the tools. So this is the time. This is the time.
Yay.
Yay. So anyway, it's beautiful to have you here. Thank you guys very much for being here and putting up with our little technical gremlins that we have. But that's just part of things. So, you know, what are we gonna do? This is how we can be here with you. So we're happy to make it happen. So
well, we'll see you very soon. We'll let you know. The next live will probably be next week. But as you know, sometimes we have to deal with the time zones, and we'll let you know as soon as we can. Thank you for being here tonight. We're very, very happy to share this moment with you and sending you all my love.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
So much love. See you.